Hey guys, welcome to the video. So today we're going to be testing the Mini 2 on a wind test, and today it's really windy. We've got at 100 feet, 60 mph winds, 25 mph gusts. So you can see from these videos the drone is really struggling in this wind and it's fighting against it. But is it able to fly and get decent content? So today I'm going to be trying out, first of all, a quick shot. Then I'm going to be doing some height tests. The higher we get, obviously it's going to be windier, to see how it handles it. We're going to test some photos and videos, but first, quick shot droney, let's see how it does. Perfect, handled that quick shot really well. So I'm now going to do some height tests. I'm going to increase the altitude, and if you remember, we've got 28 mph gusts at around about 100 feet, which is approximately 30 meters. So if you keep looking in the bottom corner, I'm going to keep the height and distance bars at the bottom, and then what you're seeing on the rest of the screen is the 4K footage. So we're going to keep increasing the height, and you'll see from the video that the picture and video is really stable. That gimbal is not moving around or anything. So we're now at that 30 meter mark, which is the 28 mph gusts, and we've got the strong wind warning, and the drone is having to fight it. It's actually facing into the wind now, but it's still managing to retain a stable image. Simply just hovering in the air. I'm not pushing forward on the sticks at all, so it's actually fighting that wind really well. So I'm going to keep on increasing that height and then just see how it performs a bit higher up. So now I'm going to go up to the 50 meter mark, which is what it's at now. I'm going to stop here and hover, and the drone again is still able to fight that wind and just hover in place and still retain that decent image. That's the 4K image coming from this drone in 28 mph gusts, and you saw from the very start of the video just what that wind was doing to this drone at a really low altitude, and this now is at 50 meters in height. I think it's really good. If you look at this shot now, the drone actually gets pushed back as soon as I start to hover again, but it fights that wind and is still able to retain that good image. Okay, so this is now the big test for the Mini 2. I'm going to return to home, but from an altitude of 100 meters. You can see the strong wind warnings that I've been getting on this flight. So let's see if the drone can actually return to home. So I've pressed the automatic return to home button on the controller, and I'm not doing anything else now. So it's actually going to ascend from that height of 50 meters all the way up to 100. If you could remember, we had strong gusts at 30 meters and we're going up to 100, so 300 feet in height approximately. So it's going to be over 28 mph gusts without me having control of that drone to see if it can actually get back to me. So again, just looking at this footage, look how stable it is from the 4K footage. And this is now at 101 meters and it's coming back to me. And the challenge of this drone now is, can it actually make it back to me safely? Especially with the 1,000 wind warning messages I've had saying decrease altitude and it cannot return home automatically. So let's see if it actually can, and I'm actually getting it to return to me higher than I actually started off when I got these messages. Here from the video that the wind is blowing a gale and it's actually come straight back to me. I'm just in front of these rocks here, so I think it's done really well. Just check out this video now just as it starts to descend even more. So the auto return to home worked absolutely fantastic. It's landed just in front of me. Really good in them strong winds. I'm so confident to be able to use that return to home now. So let's check out the video footage. So to be able to get footage like that, 4K in these wind conditions is excellent. But what about photos? Is that gimbal stable enough to get decent photos from this drone as well in these winds? Well, let's find out. JPEG and RAW images. Here we go. to show anybody those photos and videos and say that they were recorded in 28-mile-an-hour gusts on this drone. They just wouldn't believe me. Excellent, really good. Hey guys, I'm just back from that. The Mini 2 survived. I can't believe how well it did in this wind. When I first did some wind tests with this drone a few weeks ago, it wasn't the best in the wind. You got constant wind warning messages and it didn't give you that confidence to fly it. But I think with this new firmware update, which I'm going to be doing a video on, you'll just see then it handled that wind so well. I think I actually suffered more in that cold than this drone. I do feel bad for this because it was really struggling in some parts of it. It was actually flying like this at one point. I don't know if you can make it out on the videos, but it managed to get really stable footage still, videos and photos. And then the ultimate test was, can this return to home? Because you've seen those return to home warning messages saying it might struggle to return to home and to decrease the altitude. So for the test today, I wanted to actually show you that it definitely can. And not only can it return to home, I pushed it up to 100 meters, and you'll see now at 100 meters that the wind was 28 miles per hour gusts, and this still managed to return from a distance away to me, and then it pretty much got bang on where I was. Had to adjust it slightly at the end because it was going to go down into some rocks which were just behind me, but in a way it managed to get from the distance it was at straight back to me, remembered where I was in them gusts of winds. You don't have to fly at 100 meters, and you're not going to when it's that windy, but I didn't want to make it easy for this thing because in all these tests that I'm doing, I'm not making it easy for it, but bloody hell, it's managing to do anything I throw at it. Footage I think's come out really well. It's managed to still get photos. So if it's really windy and you want to take the drone out and you're thinking, no, it's too windy to take this little Mini out, no, you can take it. It can handle that wind well. The Mini 1 would struggle like mad, but this Mini 2 is able to fly in windy conditions like today and still be able to get decent footage. So anyway, I'm going to go home now, edit this video, warm up, and then I'm going to have another video out in the next couple of days addressing the firmware update. Has it affected the range? Has it increased that stability of this software? So thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go and warm up. See ya.